Hello everyone and welcome to another video. If you're new, my name's Emma. I'm an illustrator based in Sheffield and these are my daily-ish vlogs. Granted today is not an illustratory vlog, but as a daily-ish vlog, this is what I've been doing today. So today I have actually finally, after years of mulling it over, bought a bike. It's an electric bike. The brand I went for, obviously not sponsored, is an Eovolt. It's the Afternoon 20-inch. So yeah, I'm excited about that. I went for that one because it's a new one that's just come out and it folds nicely for my terraced house. I don't have a lot of space for bikes and stuff. So it folds up, you can keep it in a cupboard. I've got an electric one because if you know Sheffield, you will know. And if you don't, I'm going to tell you. We have a lot of hills around here and I am not the fittest person in the world at the moment. So hopefully that will just help give me a little boost. And actually, after trying it around the car park, it was really good, actually. I'm going to have to reteach myself how to cycle a bike because I haven't actually been on a bike for probably 15 years. So I was a bit wobbly, but I'm sure I'll get back to it in no time. So that's very exciting. My idea there is to be able to make like more local trips without using the car. So if I want to go to the shops, I don't have to worry about like not getting a lot because I won't be able to carry it home. I'll be able to do shorter trips without the car, less fuel, and it's just fun, isn't it? I always used to like riding a bike and actually going into the shop and looking at the bikes. I already knew what I was going in for, but I had to wait while the guy was someone else. So I was looking around all of the bikes and it really made me feel like I was like 8 years old in the bike shop choosing my bike for Christmas, like whenever I got my new bike. So that was very exciting. And I have mulled over this decision for honestly such a long time. Long-term viewers of the channel will know that I've mulled on and off about selling my car. It's a lot of money and getting a bike I'd be able to do all the trips that I need to do on the bike or the bus. Anything more, we've got the van. The car, was my dad's car, and my dad has since passed on. That's how I ended up with the car. I inherited it when he died. So there's a big pull for getting rid of the car. So I haven't done it yet. I've still got my car, but having the bike already in place will hopefully, if that decision ever comes up again, it'll be one less thing to think about because I won't have to think, I've got to get rid of the car and then I need to get a bike and then, it'll hopefully just flow seamlessly. One idea that I've got for the bike is planning trips a little bit further afield. So filming the journey, going to cafes and drawing venues a bit further afield and making more interesting videos where we go out somewhere together on the bike. So I think that could be quite interesting. So keep your eyes peeled for that. Also, it will make, potentially, if I get the allotment situation, it'll make that a bit easier. If you don't know, there's the potential that I might be able to get onto an allotment. Going to my friend's allotment the other day, I don't know if you saw that video. Going to my friend's allotment the other day made me feel, I love gardening anyway. I used to have an allotment, but it was a lot of hard work. There was lots of layers of carpet and it was like a big project and it was a big allotment and it was a lot of work for me. So we did give that up eventually. But going to my friend Gabby's allotment, which is an award-winning allotment, I'll have you know, best in Sheffield. So I think it's best in Sheffield anyway. Really good allotment. It's got me feeling really enthusiastic for getting on an allotment list, or at least doing up my own garden. But my garden's not big enough really to get my teeth into. So there's stuff I can do in my garden. So I've been growing tomatoes and courgettes. Really slow to start this year. I'm only just starting to get tomatoes growing through. So I might not even have any ripe tomatoes by the end of the year. I might just get, by the end of the growing season, I might just end up getting some green tomato chutney or something out of them. But it's been a fun project. But when I was at my friend's allotment, she said that someone she knows has got an allotment similar to hers. It's an organic, no dig allotment, no carpet. And they're looking for someone to help with the maintenance and stuff like that. So I did actually get in touch with my friend and say, is Are they still looking for someone? Oh. But my friend's away on holiday, so she's going to talk to the person when she's back, I think, back soon. So maybe I've got an allotment, but maybe I don't. This is one of the things that's up in the air at the moment. But it will make going to the allotment much easier and will not be reliant on car. Because one of the things, it's in the same allotment site as I had my allotment in, but one of the problems I had, wasn't a problem, but like, if you're going down there, it's not down the road, but it's not too far away. It's just far enough that it's a sweaty walk, which is fine. But then if you're carrying produce back, courgettes and melons and beetroots and potatoes are heavy. So it's just adding problems. If I've got a bike, if I get a pannier bag on the rack in the back, I'll be able to carry produce back. I'll be able to take tools there. Just makes it a bit quicker, a bit easier, a bit less of a slog, because there is a hill in between me and the allotment site. So that's one of my little dreams. But I feel like it's been a proper week of like getting long-term things ticked off my list. So I've got my new glasses coming soon, which I'm quite excited about, actually. I didn't realise it had been 6 months since I had my prescription changed. And actually these glasses, I think these are 2 prescriptions old, which they didn't change that much, but it makes a difference after a few prescriptions that you've missed. So if you don't know, these ones needed to be replaced rather than the lenses just refilled, because if I push this side against my head, because I can't use my hand because I'm using the other hand, that arm goes down. This one doesn't. It's super glued. It fell off my face on one of my Scotland trips, and I had to super glue it back together, and it's just made it impossible to actually to use the arm of it. So I can't put them away in a case. They're not really user-friendly anymore, and it would get in the way, I think, with replacing the lens. So I figured I'd just bite the bullet and get some new glasses. That's finally done. I hate looking for new glasses because it's like choosing a new nose or new eyes or new ears. Your glasses become such a part of your face, and you get so used to seeing them every day that going into a shop and trying on multiple personalities, basically, and a lot of them, like 80% of them, were either my nana or my Auntie Daphne looking back at me through the mirror, which is nothing wrong with that, but the family resemblance is undeniable. So finally, I got that out of the way, found some glasses that I like. So that's one thing ticked off the list. The second thing off the list that I've been mulling over, like I say, for years, is this bike. I'm so excited. I feel like a kid at Christmas. I think I'm gonna really enjoy having a bike, and having a bike that fits into this house as well. Andy used to have a bike a little while ago, and we had to keep it in the cellar. And trying to get it in and out of the cellar, like through the kitchen, it was a slog. So having a folding bike I can just keep either under the kitchen table or in a cupboard or whatever is amazing. So I'm looking forward to that. That's ticked off the list. The next thing that just needs to fall into place, one way or another, I just need to know, is this allotment. So there may be allotment content coming. Some of you voted in a poll that I had on the community posts, or on the posts tab of my YouTube. So I popped a poll up there asking, if I do get this allotment, should I keep my gardening videos on the daily vlogs, or should I make a separate channel? It, at the moment, is a 60-40 split in favour of keeping them on this channel. So one thing I've noticed with gardening specific vlogs that I do, I know these are my daily vlogs, daily-ish vlogs, but one thing I've noticed with the gardening specific ones is that the viewing figures go down. So I don't want to alienate anyone who's just here for illustration and book creation and stuff. But also, a lot of people commented that they like seeing what I'm doing day to day. So taking that in mind, if I do get this allotment, I think I'll probably do a combination of both. So because I'll have my bike and I won't have to spend like all day there, I can go for a morning at the allotment or whatever, and then cycle back and do whatever, or cycle to a cafe, do some sketching. On the dailies, if if it falls that it's an allotment day, I'll take you to the allotment with me. I'll do a bit of an overview of what I'm doing. But I think it could be interesting filming specific videos, maybe like one a month or something, which are a bit longer and a bit more gardening specific, kind of like an allotment diary, like following me refinding my feet at the allotment, like learning about what to sow when, sowing seeds, what I'm sowing, weeding, no dig, compost, all that kind of stuff, like refinding my feet in managing an allotment. And I think that could be quite, those kind of videos, I could do those over like a couple of weeks, film quite a lot of content, and do fewer videos but longer for the people who are very interested in the gardening, just the gardening. I think I'm going to have a separate channel potentially. It depends. If I get this allotment, yes. If I don't get this allotment, it probably is not going to be worth it. But keep watching, I'll let you know. But if I do get the allotment, I'll probably make a separate gardening channel just for like me finding my feet in the allotment, for longer videos, maybe 1 or 2 a month. But I'll still keep, if I go to the allotment or do gardening in my day-to-day life, I will probably still include it in my dailies, but just not as in depth. That's one thing I've been finding quite difficult to negotiate. Like, I don't know. Anyhow, we'll see. We nothing set in stone, but I do appreciate all your voting and all of your feedback. The reason I'm thinking about doing a bit of both is because even though it was 60-40 in favour of keeping them in the dailies, there's still that 40% who still think they would prefer to see gardening vlogs on their own channel, and they just want to see a lot more of my kind of illustratory day-to-day stuff, which is fine. But yeah, we'll see. We can play it by ear. But I think at the moment I'll probably have a separate channel, but also keep a kind of brief overview of what I'm doing in the garden if I'm doing it that day. My bread maker's beeping at me. If I do it in that day, I'll film it for the dailies as well. So there you go. Thank you very much if you did vote in that poll, by the way, and thanks very much if you commented. It's always nice to know what people are thinking. And like I say, we can always play it by ear. If the separate channel isn't working, we can always ditch it. Or if the gardening in the dailies isn't working and people actually don't really enjoy it, I can start just filtering that into the new channel. Or I might not even get the allotment at all and I might not need a new channel. So, I mean, it's all up in the air. Lots of possibilities could happen. But hopefully the next few days should tell me if it is possible. I really hope I do get an allotment, but I'm trying not to pin my hopes on it. I don't know. I think the thing I'm excited about is that my friend said that it's like an established allotment. There'd be no, like, my allotment was bare bones, and if I wanted to change the layout, which we tried to do, there was several layers of historic carpet underneath there that you had to dig up. I had to dig up loads for the pond, and then getting someone to collect the carpet. It's just lots of work when it's like bare bones of stuff, but someone's already working it. They just need a little bit of help. And if Gabby's allotment's anything to go by, and Gabby seemed impressed by her friend's allotment, man, I'm there. So fingers crossed for me, guys. Hopefully that will happen. But like I say, I'm trying not to pin my hopes on it too much. If nothing else, this week I've got two big things ticked off my list that I've meant to be doing for a long time. And if nothing else, I'm pleased about that. But this is where I'm going to leave this video. I rambled at you long enough. So hopefully I'll catch you in the next one. So until then, bye.